Hi friends, Miss Megan from the Children's Museum of the Low Country in downtown Charleston, South Carolina, coming to you from the art room here at the museum. And as much as I'd like to be in the classroom with you guys, doing this experience, it's probably a little safer if we do it over video, and that is a-okay because we still get to do really cool stuff. All right, so parents and adults that are helping out at home, I just want to show you what we're going to need today. We will need your help with a couple things before we get started, all right? But let me show you what we need. So today's activity, we are going to need this sink and float sorting map. You're also going to need the properties of matter, sink or float. This is to design something that will float a little bit later. It has this big blue square on it. You're also going to need a writing utensil. I made sure I picked bright colors so that you guys can kind of see what I'm working on. A pencil will work. You're just going to need that for the design portion. You'll also need the miscellaneous bag of stuff that we've been working with. Most likely it'll probably have your name on it, students, because you've had the same bag. And here is where we're going to need some help. I'm going to very carefully slide this next item over. Slide my camera down just a little bit. Okay. I'm going to slide this over. You see this big tub, right? Do we see this right here? Looks like it's moving, right? And can I bend down? And I'm going to wave through. Can you still see me? Yeah. Okay. Friends, what do you think is in that bucket? What do you think? We observed with our eyes that it was clear, right? We could wave and you could see me through it. So it's clear and we can see through it. We also noticed that it kind of like moved a little bit and wiggled, right? It took the shape of the container it was in. It was a liquid. Does anybody want to take a guess or make a hypothesis what they think is in my bucket? What do you think? Maybe I could give you some hits. Sometimes when you're getting clean and you're taking a bath, it's in there. Sometimes after it rains, there's a big puddle of it out on the street. You like to jump in it. Or maybe when you're thirsty, you fill it up in a glass and you drink it. Anybody know? That's right, it is. It's water, okay? So there's water in my bucket. We don't need the water just yet, but at some point, we're gonna need that water. And again, friends, just a reminder, hopefully I'm in the classroom live on a Zoom call or a phone call with you through Google Classroom, and we're gonna be able to do some of these things together. This is just to kind of introduce it to you. So adults, we will get to the water later, okay? So what we're gonna do today is we're going to decide and discuss things that float and things that sink. Okay, let's go over them real quick. Okay, float, that's the one with the rubber duckies. Okay, if you look at my picture, you'll see the rubber duckies are kind of sitting on top of the water, right? It means they're less dense than the water. They're lighter than the water, so they're sitting on top. Okay. Think about if you've had toys in the bathtub, maybe some of them sat on top. If that's happening, that item is floating. So think of things that will float. Can you think of a few? Okay, and then the other side of our map is sink. Okay, and I'm gonna bring that picture in quick, close. And this is underwater, maybe at a pool, okay? And this friend is being safe because they know how to swim. And what happened was they put these toys in, and what happens is these toys go all the way to the bottom and they fall to the bottom, and that is sink. These toys were more dense, heavier than the water, and so they sank to the bottom. So today we're gonna start like we've started most of our other days, and we are going to make some predictions, okay? And take a guess whether you think the item is going to sink or float. And again, we're going to do that before the water. I don't want you testing in the water yet. Let's wait. Okay. So you're going to grab your big bag of materials that we've been working with. And remember, inside the big bag, there is that smaller bag. And we are going to need something out of that. So let's set that small bag aside. Okay. And again, I have my sorting map down in front of me. And I'm gonna carefully pour some items out of my bag. And you're gonna get to pull all of your items out of your bag. And I'm just gonna pull out a few to start. Okay, I'm gonna slide my camera down so you can kind of see what I'm working on. Okay, so again, here's all the materials that kind of were in my bag. I'm gonna slide my sorting map back. So sink, things that go to the bottom is here. Float, things that come to the top. Okay, the first day we sorted things that were natural and man-made. Do you see that? Brown, kind of rough, right? You know what that is? That's right, it's a rock, okay? That's something found in nature, it's natural. I think, based on some stuff I've watched or maybe done before, I think a rock is gonna sink. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the sink circle. All right, here's another one. I think I've showed this in all of the videos. It's kind of plastic cup. It's kind of tricky. I wonder if I put it this way, if it'll float. What happens if I put it this way? Will that float or sink? I'm not really sure, so I'm not gonna put it in a circle yet. And that is okay to do. Don't get mad, don't get frustrated. If you're not sure which circle it goes in, that is okay. Because in just a little bit, we're gonna get to find out which circle it'll go into, okay? Let's see, I have another item. How about this soft, fluffy cotton ball? I don't know, feels pretty light and soft. I'm gonna go with float. And maybe one more. Twig. I don't know about a twig. Could be tricky. I think it's gonna sink. All right, and one more. Let's see. I've seen these before. Circle, they're pretty light. Adults, do that one look familiar? I think that one's gonna float too. Okay, I'm gonna slide my camera back up. Me again. All right, friends, so what you just did was you took a few minutes and we went through just a couple. Remember, there's lots and lots and lots of stuff in that bag. So what I want you to do is pick up an item, think, it's gonna sink or float, and pick one. And take your time. Ooh, cardboard, seems pretty big. I think that'll float. So again, you're going to take your time, go through each item, and think, what about this one? We tested this before. We found out that this was not magnetic, even though it looked like a metal, right? And do you think there's a difference if we lay it flat? What if we crumple it up? Do you think that will change if it sinks to the bottom or floats up top? So take your time, go through item by item, one by one, and make a prediction. Do you think your item will sink to the bottom, or do you think it'll float on the top? Okay, so let's take a few minutes and do that. All your materials, one by one. Take your time. Okay, so friends, while you're sorting, adults, this might be a good time to get that bucket of water ready. Okay, I'm gonna try to set this up so I can stay in the video, but that you can also see the materials, okay? Let's try that. Okay, so you can see my water, right? All right. Just a reminder, don't do this till after you've made all your predictions, then we're gonna test, okay? So I'm gonna slide this over. All right, now I think I went first with the rock, right? All right, friends, thumbs up if you think it'll float to the top, or thumbs down if you think it'll sink. I think it's gonna sink. Should we try? You ready? Ah, look, it sank to the bottom of the water. Okay, did you get that one right? It's okay if you didn't. All right, let's try another item. I picked another natural item, my seashell. Okay. Thumbs up if you think it'll float on top. Thumbs down if you think it'll sink. I'm gonna go with down. Oh, I got it right. I remember I've been swimming in the ocean before and I've seen shells on the bottom. So that's what made me think it would sink. Okay, I showed you this other one. Okay, kind of light and squishy. Okay, thumbs up for float, down for sink. It's pretty solid. I think it's gonna go, I think this one's gonna sink too. Ah! Look, it stayed on the top. That is floating. Let's try one more. This fluffy white cotton ball. What do you think? It's pretty light. Okay. Up for float. Down for sink. Let's see. What happened? But it's so light and little and fluffy. Let's see. I think there's another one in my bag. Let's watch closely. You ready? Move that guy. Look, at first it floats. Oh, and then it sinks. Huh. So, I'm gonna slide that back out so I can come back and talk to you. That cotton ball was so little and light and it floated, but then it sank, okay? So what we're gonna do, my suggestion maybe would be let each friend try one item because we don't wanna put all of our stuff in the water, right? So the first thing you're gonna do is make your predictions and then maybe we could go around the room and try to see which items float on the top of the water and which ones sink on the bottom, okay? So far we've predicted, now we've tested, and last but not least for today, I'm gonna give you an experiment, okay? What I want you to do on this paper, using your writing utensil, I'm gonna read it to you. It says, properties of matter, sink or float. Think about what materials floated, what materials sank. What will you use to design a boat that floats? So that's my challenge to you. I want you to design a boat that will float on the top of the water. What do you think you'll do? Okay, so on your paper right here, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a few minutes, okay? Again, we are in no rush. And we are gonna design a boat that will float, okay? Think about which items you might wanna use. Okay, take your time. All right, I'm just gonna show you just the beginning of mine. I think what I might use is this piece of cardboard as this, okay? And then I remembered that this floated, so how am I gonna attach this? Now, this is when you may have to go back to your other little bag, okay? Inside this other little bag. This is gonna look like a straw, okay? It is a straw, but it actually has tape around it. And so what you can do is you can use this as your roll of tape. My suggestion is always to like, just cut a few pieces off. Okay, if you need scissors, your teacher can help. Also, you should be able to maybe rip it if you need a little help. So what I'm gonna do is attach my cork because I know that my cork floats, okay? That's just kind of where I'm starting, okay? So for today, after you've made your predictions, after you've tested which items, then what we're gonna do is you're gonna design your very own boat that will float, okay? So once you're done with your boat, make sure your boat and your paper have your name on them, and then we're gonna leave those for tomorrow because I have a feeling it's gonna take you a little time to design your boat and start working on your boat. And then if you don't finish your boat today, that is okay. We have a little time tomorrow to finish our boat. But not only are we gonna make a boat, tomorrow we're gonna test our boats in the water to see if they float. And if they do float, then we're gonna add some weight to them. So again, today, thank you so much for working so hard and making predictions on whether something would float or sink, and then testing them out. Keep working hard on your boats. Think about it overnight. And then tomorrow when we see you, we're gonna finish our boats, we're gonna test our boats, and we're gonna see if they can hold some weight. All right, thanks so much, friends. Again, we miss you so much, but super happy we're getting this opportunity to do fun things with you like we would do at the museum. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye, friends.